if you have a keychain on here, you don't have to take it off. All you have to do is press this button here and slide out the physical key like so. And you can actually use the physical key in the next step. There's a place right here where the physical key came out of. So you basically put it in there a little bit and pry up like that. Now you gotta stop right there because the way this key is designed, I'm going to set down the physical key, is that things can fall out. Okay, so right now we got lucky and it didn't separate like it typically does. So let's go ahead and I'll just show you because it's going to happen to a lot of people. I'm going to set down the key side real fast because this side right here, this and this little silicone piece fall out a lot. They get dislodged, so you have to make sure that they are in correctly. Luckily, the buttons on this side are all in place and they don't fall out. So this side is secure. So basically, what you want to do is I'm just separating it to show you what it's like to put it back together once it falls apart on you, just in case it happens. So you want to make sure you have that side there, and then this has little, you see where it lines up on these little posts here. You take that silicone piece and set it down and make sure it's lined up on all those little places here. And then the circuit board, which is fairly safe to handle on this one. Just try to handle it by the edges or this little chip on the edges there. But basically, you can see where it has the little notches, and you can line it up and kind of gently just make sure it's jiggle it and put it in its place here. It has to get past this little notch right here. You can see it's sometimes doesn't want to cooperate. But all right, there we go. Yeah, this key is a little bit different. It's not as easy as other designs. Okay, so you can see it's past this notch here, past that notch, and it's kind of nestled in within the seal. So you want to make sure that there's this silicone seal all the way around is not in a bind, and it's not, it's completely in place. It's not wrinkled or anything like that. Okay, so now this side is prepped, which, if you don't have to do all these steps, you just kind of double check it before you reassemble it. Hopefully that'll work for you, but a lot of times it basically falls apart. Okay, so replacing the actual battery, which is on this side, and it's kind of press fit in there. So if you have like tweezers or a little screwdriver or something like that, there's these little spots right here that you kind of gently kind of pry up a little bit. Gently kind of just a little bit of a pry. And it takes a little ways before it completely releases it. So now you'll feel it'll be released in there. And what you want to do is just take it out and replace it. You can see it's a CR2032 battery. And when you get the new one, what you're going to do is you're pretty much going to have to handle it a little bit. So you want to make sure it's even. So when you place it down in here, make sure it's even on both this side and that side. It's because it gets a little bit lopsided, then it won't really press in. And you kind of have to press, you're just going to have to really press it with your thumb like that and get a fingerprint on it. And what you need to do, if you get a fingerprint on it, is just wipe it off a little bit. And now would be a good time to wipe around the edges. Right in here, usually pocket lint and stuff like that gets accumulated. You can go ahead and wipe it down pretty much anywhere on the edges there, and it'll be fine. Okay, so now the battery is back in place, a new one. And we take the other half like so. And what we want to do is just kind of put it together, kind of line it up here. You'll feel like it'll kind of fall in place. You can see it kind of, just by resting it there, it gets pretty far down. And then without pressing the buttons, you want to start snapping it around, and then check the edges like this. Look at the edge, make sure it's snapped all the way around completely flat. And then once you're finished, just kind of double check it, and then you take the physical key and put it back in, and you're all finished.